Hello, guys, and welcome to Behind the Bunker, episode number 470, podcast number 350. Tonight's episode brought to you by the new Commodore 64, now with 35 kilobytes of RAM. With me, I have Josh Luby Zabrickus.
Yes, sir. We are back again for another Monday night. Well, at least I'm back, finally. So looking forward to
That's right. You weren't here last week.
Yeah.
It was the best show ever.
I was actually listening to it.
Oh.
No, I wasn't.
I can't lie.
I had better things to do, so whatever.
And we have Joe Kimson from Flaggers Paintball.
And greetings and thanks for tuning in tonight to beautiful Behind the Bunker here and wherever we are in my mom's basement. Getting ready to broadcast some paintball information to you guys. So I'll turn you over to my friend Gavin.
Wayne's World. Joe's mom's basement. That's where we are right now at Studio C. I'm Gavin Sharp from TerraTech Industries, and thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in this evening. And like I say every week, because Josh missed it one more time, hit like, share, or start a watch party because it is Monday night. It's Behind the Bunker. We're going to be talking paintball and a whole lot of other nonsense. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, we are watching you on the chat, so interact with us, and we can try to get back to you as well.
Yeah.
Remember when Joe used to do his creepy, I'm watching you. He hasn't done it for a while.
No.
Did you get a phone call from
No, it was that
somebody?
lawsuit. Remember, we're still paying for that. Dwayne King is saying, settle down, Gavin.
All right, I'll behave.
And John Romano says, is Commodore still running on hard disks? I don't know. I'm still on cassettes, my friend.
I'm a little
hard disks?
on floppy.
4-inch floppies, too.
I'm still using my Coleco Atom.
There you go.
Look at you, Joe. You typed that in right away.
I did.
It's going to be one of those shows, ladies and gentlemen.
I have to say something. I'm watching it in rewind, or not rewind. I'm watching it live on Facebook to make sure everything is coming through. I don't know what's going on, and maybe I should knock on wood, but it looks crisp tonight. Are we doing
Shut
anything
your
different?
mouth. You
Chris,
shut your mouth when you
don't say
talk to
that.
me.
No, I know. Maybe
My
the coding is different.
my ancient laptop hasn't got onto the Wi-Fi yet, so just get a second. It'll bring everything right back down to where it
I think it's
normally is.
Coleco Atom power right now.
Yeah.
This thing's so old it might actually be.
So lots to get to on the show tonight. We have Mail Time segment. We have Advice from Idiot segment. We have Joe's Vault. And Gavin, what are you doing?
Why are you calling me out?
What are you going to be like that? I just got
It's a refreshing beverage from our neighbors, Waterloo Dark
There
from
you
Brick
go.
Brewery.
Is that what type of beer is that? Is that an ale
It's
or
my
a
beer,
pilsner?
and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
I tried.
Dwayne King says the VIC-20 had data set. I still remember some of that
All right,
programming
it's a paintball
language.
show for son of a bitch. Let's
Whatever.
go.
Hey, they're a sponsor.
Yes.
Right now, we're taking whatever we can get.
Speaking of that, did you know some of the electronic markers that are out right now?
Holy
like
shit,
the
Josh. You better
diadem-
speed this up.
The diadem and the locks and all that. Did you know they actually have more computing power than the original 386s did? 486s?
Really? I remember having a 286, upgrading it to 3,
Holy
and then
shit,
486,
guys,
and
please.
going, man, this is so much better.
The only thing worse would be food talk right now.
Just
Let's
to
go.
piss off Gavin.
Well,
What'd
that
you have
brings
for
us
dinner?
to the next segment, what we had for dinner. So, lots to get to on the show tonight. Let's go over to my computer for a sec, Matt. We have only 2 left of the Behind the Bunker face masks. If you guys want them, send in some cash money, and we can send those out your way. Planet Eclipse, guys. Battle of the Bands, the Phantom headbands now in stock. If you guys want some, make sure you talk to your local retailer for those. Or Rapper's Delight. Oh, I see what they did there.
I love
The
those.
head wraps. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Or I Dream of Beanies. There you go. Awesome new beanies from Planet Eclipse. Even with the pom-poms on
Just
them
in
now.
time for the winter.
And by the way, Planet Eclipse, those aren't beanies. Those are toques.
Toque.
Just saying. Tease Me. Wow, I can't even read the puns anymore. I hope that's the last one.
Someone at Planet Eclipse has been inside for far too long.
Yeah, these are from the COVID. And then what else do we have? Improve your grip. New colors of grips for your G-Tech 170R.
I would have accepted get a grip.
Yeah,
Look at you. You need to work for Planet Eclipse.
he's punny. Air Ups, guys, 20% off. Go there now and take advantage of their bunker sets for next year. Order yourself up a nice crisp bunker set. Place your order now before the rush. Also, game boards are also 20% off site-wide. So if you guys would like to get that, do so. Also, make sure that you let them know you want to put your logo on it. You know, I don't know if there's an upcharge to that or not, but you guys definitely should get on that. Ghost Recon Black Ops The Paintball Scenario event is happening September 12th to 13th. Make sure you guys get signed up for that. Gavin, I'm coming to you next. This is Endless Legends, October 2nd and 4th at CPX events at OXCC. What do you know about this event?
Very little, Todd, because your copy that you sent to me was crap, but I will go ahead anyway. All right. So at CPX events, our commitment to the youth of our sport is second to none. They are proud to present, for the first time in Legends history, 2 teenage game commanders. I'm going to read that one more time. For the first time in Legends history, 2 teenage game commanders. So come join them from the most complex games, puzzles, ciphers, physical challenges, and multi-level missions. And I'm going to read out who these commanders are while they're still popping their pimples. For Jesus. The Illuminati side, which is the blue side, we have Griffin Michael, who's the commander, Rob Rivera, who's Bavarian Stone, Brian Thaxton, Order of Light, and let's go with the side B, which is the Templars, who are red. Arwen Odell, who's commander. Michelle McGonigal is the Maleaters.
McGonigal.
Yes. Christopher Abernathy is the Militia Dell cut off. So we have some teenage young blood who are going to be commanding the field and leading troops to victory or defeat. You either choose red or blue. It's up to you. Make sure you sign up now for the CPX events.
Hi, I'm here
Legends.
to challenge your team for general.
Get on it.
There you go. So
Yeah,
that's
buddy.
cool. I wanted to give some attention to that because it's not every day you see kids as the generals. So.
Fantastic, right? So, you have some really skilled individuals, skilled kids. I hate to use the word kids because they're young adults who are going to be stepping up and taking command of the field. So it'll be interesting to see how that whole dynamic plays out. It's kind of hard to see age and stage when somebody's wearing a mask, but it'll be see if they can translate their years of experience on the field to a leadership role. So interested in seeing how this plays out. You should be there too, to be on the field or to spectate.
Yeah, for sure. What else do we have coming up? Oh, here's a question for you guys. Okay, so the movie Push. We've all seen the movie Push, the paintball movie.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just for shits and giggles, I went today to go look up how many... Well, first of all, was it online or not? And it is, if you go to Monkey with a Gun. How many views do you think that has had?
Right now?
Yeah.
So as of 2020, and it's on YouTube, I'm going to say 2 million.
Okay. What do you guys think? Paintball movie, epic paintball movie that's been around for years. Now, granted, it was on DVD.
Right.
So
right.
maybe
Okay,
that's why the numbers are where they are. But how many?
I'll change my vote.
Yeah. Well, I sort of gave it away. So here it is. Here's their YouTube channel. There's Push right there. 3 years ago, they put it on YouTube, and still only 54,000 people saw it. That's it. I'm really disappointed in you, paintball community.
But in all honesty, it's really hard now to watch stuff on YouTube.
Why? You can just stream it to your television.
There's so many ads. There's ads every 10 seconds now. So like I have spent no time in the past probably 4 weeks on YouTube at all.
Aren't we streaming on YouTube?
Yes.
Not today. We are going to start next week, hopefully.
But no,
So
but
that
if
is
you
why
watch,
Todd
if
is
you watch
mentioning
this show,
YouTube.
if you watch this show, it's not chock full of ads,
Yeah.
right? Like it's
Except for our reads.
Gavin, I'm busy sharing this to a
that's
couple
different.
other pages. There were some comments in the chat. Can you read how many people or what they had thought was?
50,000, 750,000 from Mike Holstrom. So Eric Park, said 50,000. Neb Nellis said 400. Good for you. Thanks for coming out. And that's about it.
Okay. So we're not far off then.
No, and again, this is an interactive show, so please chat with us in the chat below.
I think we have to be one of the most interactive paintball shows out there. I mean, we have correspondents that come in via email and DMs every week. We have you guys talking in the live chat. I mean, I don't know how else we can bring you guys into the show without doing our silly Zoom show again, which we got to do at some point.
At some point.
At some
Let's get a little breather from that.
Yeah.
I'm still scarred from the actual first episode.
Oh, come on. That was epic.
We had a guy on the show, this was a long time ago, named Lane Ogilvy. There it is on the screen. He says, this one was on the show years ago as a mech, finally found 9.6 volt batteries, and he's rocking the trigger frame. It's clunky and loud and rips for a Spider. Enjoy the ridiculousness. So he did manage to get his Spider up and running with a rocking trigger.
Nice.
Yeah, he sent a video, but I can't get it loaded up here. But there you go. So rocking trigger, guys, we talk about them often. Here's what it is. You guys can push the trigger at the bottom and then again on the top. And if you get them going fast enough, they'll just kind of bounce off each other and, and get that thing going. But remember, it's a Spider, so it's only going to do... it's only going to hit the
6 balls a second?
Yeah. Well, it'll go fast. It's just it's going to send out the paint in liquid form. So there you go.
That's what the ramrod barrel's for.
Yeah,
so right, baby.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, you're right. So here we go. We have a couple things tonight. We have mail time, which we'll get to shortly. But first, let's go to Advice from Idiots segment. I posted up on social media this week. Gavin asked you guys over the weekend for some questions. And Josh was the first one to respond. And he has a great question. He says, pod packs versus plate carriers. Pros and cons. Now, I think we're kind of evenly split well, no, I guess I'm the only one that wears a pod pack. Matt wears a pod pack. You guys are all...
I've moved on from pod pack to I
have a more
plate.
discerned taste.
Yes, my palate has been refined.
And Joe wears a vest and a carrier, right?
Same thing.
Same idea, but
Okay.
I find that
I didn't want to call it a plate carrier and be wrong, and I'd rather it's easier just to say
Well, nobody's
vest.
actually carrying plates, and if they are, that's ridiculous.
But I did get one with a Swedish accent from IKEA.
You know someone out there is, though.
It's called the Combat Arms. It's from IKEA. It's a plate carrier.
Josh, you wear...
You've been watching Eurovision, haven't you?
Eurovision.
That sucked.
I couldn't get through that.
I'm wearing my Eurovision
All right, so
underpants.
pros and cons. So with pod packs, you can potentially carry a lot more paint. Very easy to put pods in and out, and you can use basically any size pod as well. Now, for plate carriers and vests, you're limited to the pouches. You're limited to the size of the tubes or mags. And one of the biggest cons is you've got a huge hard surface.
Okay, I'm going to stop that video
for
and
breaks.
redo it, because all I saw when I looked up and saw Gavin on the monitor was him grabbing what looked like his breast, saying...
And making eye contact with everybody in the studio.
I was actually...
That was a creepy moment.
I mean, I was looking at you guys. I was licking the mic. Doing a little role play. Yeah, but you get certainly a lot more breaks on your chest when you have a vest on or a plate carrier than you would clearly. If you
I have to
pod pack.
admit that I think the chest or plate carrier looks cool, much more cooler than a guy wearing a pod pack on a paintball field.
Good for you.
But the paintball pod pack is far more versatile. You're maneuverable. You have nothing across your chest, so when you want to switch hands, you're not bumping your rigs on your chest. I don't know, and I find that having it behind you, it saves you from a kidney shot. Plus, it's behind you. It's not in front of you. It's not a target. It's not sticking out. So if you're sticking out sideways out of a bunker, you're not going to be seen. So there's pros that way.
And Joseph Perito said you can go prone with a pod pack versus a vest. It's easier to lay down on your chest.
Yeah, exactly. Or go up against a wall. But on the same token, if you're wearing a pod pack and you're trying to duck behind or against a building and you got your back up against it, it's the opposite. Yeah.
And Mike Holstrom says no licking him. All right, I
got to pay first.
I guess you rescinded your invitation.
Yeah. Now, who can carry more, a guy with a vest or a guy with a pod pack?
Depends on the vest, but I would definitely say pod pack for me, who is like 8 pounds. Very slight. I can have maybe 2 140-round pods, and that's it.
Yeah, if you had a guy who had broad shoulders, like a barrel chest, he could probably put 6 pods on his
if
front.
You have a fatty, you got a whole case there.
Okay, a barrel chest is more politically correct there.
I like fatty.
You're like a fatty Semite or whatever they call it.
Anti-fatite?
Yeah, anti-fatite. There you go. I don't know. Josh, I know you have a rig. Are you regretting the rig, or is that how you're going to roll?
I still use the plate carrier, and I have 3 AK-47 mag pouches across the front, which hold 2 TMC mags each. So I carry a total of 8 mags. It works really well. I've got no problems lying down on my stomach and crawling up a hill, or
Because that never happens.
rolling down a hill, or sleeping in the middle of a game, or it's. I like it, but I also like the fact that I can have a hydro pack attached to it. I can have other pockets. I have pockets that fit proper squeegees.
Rockets?
Rockets I find lying around. Timbits, Gavin drops in the staging area. Smarties, anything like that. Plus a radio if Joe needs to yell at me at any point during the day to slow down my rate of fire while I use a pump.
Yeah.
Yep, you got to slow it down.
Nice to see Marcelo Paintball Gun Tech Costa. Nice to see you, sir, in the
But-
live chat.
Who volunteers to tribute?
Yeah.
The reason why I brought that question up is I think currently right now in this market for paintball, manufacturers are missing a huge market.
Tell me more.
How Tippmann came out with the TMC and how Planet Eclipse has come out with the EMAC and not come out with mag pouches that fit a mole vest. Huge opportunity for a drop. Like, why hasn't First Strike come out with it? It's soft goods, for Pete's sakes.
That's a
Yeah,
lot
that's true.
of money to invest in soft goods. So, there's a low ROI for that.
There's got to be some place that's already making Condor stuff and calling, like, look, make it an inch shorter, done.
Yeah. But
Like, how is nobody doing it?
so here's another bad idea. What about the guys that like wearing pod packs? Could they not have a mag-fed pouch that's like a pod pack?
Okay, so on
Yeah.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
I saw somebody who repurposed their old pack,
Yes, sir.
flipped it upside down to make to fit in their mags. So if you have it, you can use it. And
They go
I-
backwards and upside down.
yeah, I was curious if it's going to
Getting it
fall
done.
out, but it seemed to be working.
Who was this champ?
You'll probably see him on tomorrow night.
Yeah, all right. I'll pretend I'm there.
John Romero says Whiskey 24 has stuff.
Yeah, they have great stuff with their
The-
laser cut, very thin. Yeah.
The other thing I miss is the Spec Ops broadsword vest, which was, for all intents and purposes, a pod pack
Yeah.
with mesh shoulders that went up over top with a few extra pockets.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. It had the cover button on the inside, so you're running it doesn't shift, it doesn't shake your pods. There's nothing like that. It was fantastic.
I had a cummerbund with my black tuxedo.
Your what? Black tuxedo. Black tuxedo.
Roadies Paintballs, and I'm going to move quickly because we have quite a
Because
few
you're not
tonight.
listening anyway. That's cool.
No. Roadies Paintballs asked what company could make an EMEC competitor and what features would you like to see? That's a tough one. EMEC already rocks in that category. I would say back in the day, Tippmann sort of tried with the crossover because that was sort of a mechanical style gun. But I don't know that for the price, if you're going to get any other manufacturer that's even going to be close right now. Especially right now during the pandemic and everybody kind of slowing their roll on R&D. I don't know that you're going to see anything soon, but
But who's in the same echelon as Planet Eclipse, though?
That's a new word for our podcast.
Like,
Look at that.
You're
Hold on,
looking
let me
at-
Google that.
You're looking at Lux and Die.
Yeah.
And are either one of them going to step up to do that?
Well, it's not either of their
I don't know.
markets, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Dye's tried coming out with some low-end stuff, but it's just low-end.
GOG has
But
the-
even that,
GOG
the
has
EMAC is
enemy.
not really low.
No, but it's designed for sort of like the rental
designed-
market or the guy getting sort of his first gun kind of thing, right? Like, and I hate to say that because it is by far too good to be someone's first gun.
Yeah,
like,
buddy.
We've all had shitty first
You're
guns.
supposed to start low. You're supposed to start with a piece of garbage. It's like your first car going to college. It has
Yeah.
to be a junker or a clunker or a winter beater or whatever.
Still
you
the
wanna call
shag
it.
in the wagon.
That's what it needs to be. Yes,
Yeah.
it needs to be a
Yeah.
wood-paneled minivan.
But going back to your comment about Dye, they had that stupid maxed or the rail, like
I had a
Rise,
rail.
was it? No.
Rise,
They
that's
still
what it
were
was.
mechanical.
They were,
They were electronic.
but from
Still took
Dye,
batteries, yeah.
who claims to have high-end stuff, it was pretty poor attempt at that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that for the first time, and the first thing that went through my head was, what are they trying to do?
Recycle all their old crap that's in
Yeah.
the factory. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of thought they were trying to take on smart parts, but
Can I move on to the next one, guys?
Yeah,
Or-
please.
whatever. It's your show.
Mr.
Joe's
Pink.
not even watching anymore.
Well, the next question is
I
for
was
Joe,
gonna-
anyways.
I haven't had an opportunity to answer any questions.
Mr. Pink asked Joe,
Yes.
Kirk or Picard?
Who?
Kirk,
Who are they?
Captain
asking
Kirk
me?
or Captain Picard?
Oh, I don't know. Captain
I
Kirk.
thought they were the M&M guys.
Captain Kirk.
What do you think?
The original
I'm a
guy.
Picard fan.
Are you?
Yeah.
I
Don't watch Star Trek?
no.
I have to say Kirk was cooler, but Picard had far better. I think if I had to go
Picard
over, it
was
would
a
be
better
Picard.
capbut
Yeah.
Kirk was a ladies' man.
He was, but
actually,
did you
all-
see
all
some of the ladies he
species man,
got?
all
Yes, all
species
species.
man.
But did you see some of the species he got?
Hey, we've all been to college.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for everything, and it's called college.
Now, Heavy D wants to know, he says, when kicking a hopper, is it better to go vertical or in a horizontal direction?
I will not answer that question because I have not translated or interpreted my clinic virtually yet. But if you stay tuned, my friend, you'll see if there's going to be a hopper kicking clinic coming to an area near you, and that will answer the question. So just stay tuned for that.
Uh-oh. We have an argument going on in the live chat. George, hey, says Picard. Charles Holton says Kirk. RJ Yannick says Kirk, and Eric Park says Picard. But then Charles says Picard has never been to EMR. So I guess William Shatner was a paintball player.
If you want to call him that, yes, he held a specialized marker that was custom made for him. But did he actually play, or did he just lumber around wheezing?
I think he did. I think he did play.
Which one did he play?
Splat Wars. Like
No,
he was like a,
no. Which character did Shatner play?
I think he played himself.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't William Shatner in the show.
I know.
Captain Kirk.
Kirk,
Oh, he was
sorry.
Kirk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you didn't know.
Jackass.
Devin Schwartz is going to get a beating. He says Star Wars over Star Trek.
Hell yeah.
Okay, but I've never been a Star Wars fan. I'm going to put Star Trek over it, but I don't have anything to base that on.
Remember when we had the Star Wars versus Star Trek?
Yeah, that was the
Star Wars
action. That was Sexton's.
Ryan Sexton
yeah.
did it.
Yeah. Mike
That was a good
Thompson
game.
said that William Shatner cheated a whole lot, from what he heard. Yeah. Okay.
Let's fight him.
Let's do that. Let's see if I have any
Let's
more
find
here
him.
left.
Next time if I ever see him at like a convention or something, I just walk up there like, you used to play paintball, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you cheat?
No, just dick punch him.
Moving on, Paintball Nick.
It's like the Bobby Dukes. He got banned for 10 years because he got caught wiping.
Thoughts on the Ultimate Shootout, the Pro Tour 1v1 format? I want to put that out to the audience.
Okay.
Are you guys watching
Goodness,
it?
I have
I
no
have
idea
to
what
be
it is.
honest with you. I know Josh hasn't seen it. Joe maybe have seen it, but
I saw some pictures on Facebook.
I've seen a total of maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I don't understand it, and not that I don't find it entertaining. It hasn't caught my attention. And this coming from a guy who's right now binge watching that stupid eco challenge race on.
It's fantastic, by the way.
It is. Don't tell me who wins.
Okay.
My
Is it
daughter
good?
and I have gotten into it, and she won't admit that she likes it. But yet, as soon as I turn it on, she comes running downstairs to sit with me and watching it.
Is that the one with Piss Drinker?
Yes. So originally,
know what a
yeah, it
piss
was
drinker
originally
is.
the Eco Challenge.
Bear
I think
Grylls.
it's still, I think it's still
Understood.
still Eco Challenge, but it's rebranded as World Toughest Race on Amazon. But
As
yeah,
the
no, it's
Eco
good.
Challenge,
Yes.
yeah. But so Bear Grylls, all he does is he sits there and makes commentary, and as everyone else is struggling and doing things, he's riding around above in a helicopter, and he's doing nothing. And you can tell that by the halfway through the races where we are right now, the racers have no patience for him.
Is it
His
'cause he's
outfit's clean, right? And he's well shaven, and he's showered, and he's riding around in a helicopter. Oh, in one scene he does jump out of a helicopter into the water, but I think that was a stage photo, anyways. But
Does he pronounce everything aluminium and measure everything in
oh yeah,
kilometers?
he tries to.
Because I
clap.
can see how they're going to piss off all
let's
the
circle
Americans.
back to the question with the one-on-one shootout. What do you guys think?
So it hasn't caught my attention, so I don't know. The coverage from Go Sports looked great. The commentary was great, but it just didn't catch me. And I want to know for you guys if you're watching it out there as well.
So I think go ahead, Josh, please.
I think the one-on-one shootout is much like a shootout in hockey. It's not necessarily a show of skill in a team sport. It's individual skill. Yeah, okay, it takes a lot. But often you watch a one-on-one, and it's when someone makes an error that someone else wins. It's not someone outplays someone else. So to me, it's like, okay, how long can you play on a field before someone goofs up?
Yeah.
And that's it. And then it's in a team-based game atmosphere. To me, it never makes sense. The same thing. How do you decide after 60 minutes of hockey in a team sport, 5-on-5, one goalie, that it should go down to a shootout? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I like I love one-on-ones when you've watched a match and it becomes a tie, and that's a tiebreaker,
Yeah,
and you have
but-
one-on-one, and it's a sudden elimination.
That's the good part, because that's the skill of the teams got down to one-on-one. That's different than just having a plain
And I do
old
like
one-on-one.
to play devil's advocate on myself. I do like the one-on-one for the fact that it's just like Gavin and I. It's not our teams. Now we're going to truly find out who is the better paintball player. So I get for that. Like, that's a fascination. Like, I saw a post
But
the other
are you
day
finding
that
out who's better or who's going to make a mistake first?
well, they play
Like
more
Gavin
than just
could-
one-on-one
Gavin could
though.
trip,
So it's
right?
a couple.
And
It's a
it's-
couple of points that they play,
yeah,
or a
there's
whole
like-
match. And there's more to it. But I saw Chad Boucher was going to take on Nick Slowiak, and I always thought that would have been a good rush match. And to this day, I don't know who won, but it was on their social media. I should go back and see if I can find it. But we're also being asked in the chat about scatter. I'd like to address that as well. I have a video that I'm going to show you guys later on. I don't have it loaded right now. If you guys want to do a research, go on Free Flow's Facebook page. They released a new format of paintball that they're releasing. It looks really interesting. Matt, what did we call it?
What's the name of that movie with Katniss Everdeen?
Hunger Games.
Games.
That's what it is. So it's basically the start of a Hunger Games where all your paintball stuff goes in a backpack disabled or disassembled. And then you're all in a massive circle. You run, you get your backpack, and then you run out for safety in order to find yourself a place to assemble your gun. And the game starts. And as the time goes down, you have to move into a smaller and smaller area.
Like Fortnite.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. I'm curious to see what you guys think, and maybe what we'll do is we'll play a teaser this week. I was not aware that up until about 5 minutes before the show that they had released that to the public, so I didn't have it loaded for tonight. But yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out.
Sure, buddy.
Should we move on to our next segment? We have quite a few mail time questions, Gavin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so why don't we do that? And I have the one picture that you have, I already have preloaded.
Okay,
So
would you
you-
like me to start with that then?
I'm going to start with this one, and then you can go to yours.
Sure.
This one comes from Rick Chard, and I want you guys
Hey, we know that guy.
use guys' opinions. He wants to know, do you guys think that COVID will be over by February 2021 so the industry will participate in the event? Like, is it worth hosting the event or signing contracts to start arranging that? And I've given this a lot of thought, so I have a couple of thoughts, but let's get your initial things. Joe, I know you just put your hands up in the air.
I know. I just put my hand over my head.
And then he waved it around like he just didn't.
I don't know if we're going to be by February. If we're going to be able to travel, and if things south of the border are going to be ready for an event. I think.
I think knowing that question is having a crystal ball. I mean, let's be honest. We don't know what's going to happen. My initial thought back to him was school's back. And over the next month, we're going to know if things move forward or backwards, right? Like, having the kids back in school is another sort of reassurance that things are moving in a positive area. My personal thoughts are manufacturers right now have laid off hundreds of people.
And
if you look
still
at
people
that.
off right now, yeah.
And a lot of guys aren't together in rooms in their offices where they're designing and collaborating on new products. And part of the whole shtick and mystique of Paintball Extravaganza is to release products. I know that's not the only thing. It's also to sort of get your orders in for the season. But that's going to be a huge part that's missing because nobody's developing products right now by any great numbers. And if they are, I mean, it's kind of it's not like it used to be. So I love Paintball Extravaganza, and I would be really upset if I missed it this year if it didn't happen. But on the same token, the longer we're in this pandemic, the more I've become realizing to what's happening. And I agree with Joe. I think it's too soon. I think February is still too soon.
Absolutely, unless some miracle happens and it wipes it out off the face of the earth. But people still won't have planned to attend in February. So I think both manufacturers and at least I suspect the Canadians will be out because unless you can take 3 weeks off, I mean you're week there and then 2 more weeks of quarantine when you come home. I think it's going to be a really, really challenging event, both if you are in the States or if you're coming from internationally to
And
to attend.
forget Canadians. Look at the people in the States. Some of the states are now opening where they're allowing travel.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a slow road. So I don't know. I mean,
But I'm
that's
thinking some of the people that we connected with last year from like Mexico who potentially could go.
Yeah.
There's Brazil.
Australia.
There was a number of people from around the world who
The
will
Brazilians
likely.
were great. It was a nice shape.
who likely would not be
sharing a room with Gavin. Now I have a
attending.
different appreciation for Brazilians.
I try my best.
You know what? As much as Todd talked about the new products, and it was exciting to see everyone's new products. What I found at the last extravaganza that I hadn't seen previously, there was a lot of collaboration between fields and a lot more
that spirit,
communication,
Canadian Field Owners Summit,
sharing of information, sharing of ideas.
It felt like there was a lot of hope.
I felt the same. You know what?
People were gearing up for the season.
If there was going to be a banner
hope was bigger, but not a lot of it. Just kidding.
If it was going to be a banner for last year's extravaganza, I would say yes. There was hope. There was an upswing in the industry. Things were looking fantastic. There was much more collaboration and great face-to-face with both the distributors and manufacturers. It was going to be an exciting 2020 until somebody decided to kiss a bat.
February.
And, the world took a poop.
Yeah.
So will we recover again? Ready for early February 2021? I don't think so. I think if things are going to be optimistic and we're going to be looking at something for recovery, it will likely be in the spring or
unless you have it in Oregon
or summer. But I don't think a industry getting back together again in a trade show format like that is going to be feasible for 2020, early 2021, because I think people will be rebuilding and reallocating their funds and resources to bringing their people back to work. So I don't think it's going to be a successful event if it went ahead.
No. Can someone tag Rick Charge? Somehow I buggered up my Facebook, just so he knows we were talking about him.
And I apologize. I mean, I like Rick. I like PBE events.
Love the Rick.
Yeah, like it was I had such a great time, and I was looking forward to continuing to attend this year as well. But I think it's completely out for me because I don't think our border is going to be open to allow Canadian travelers
I don't know if it will be either.
Come back without quarantine for 2 weeks, which is a huge disadvantage for any international travelers who have to do that.
Yeah, it sucks. Paintball Extravaganza is always one of those events where, but if the industry is in tattered right now, maybe now isn't the time. Unfortunately, maybe we look at doing something a little bit later on, but I don't know. Maybe post your comments, guys, in the live chat and see what you guys think. Nice to see Chase Traffic Morris in the live comments as well. One thing else that's really nice, guys, did you know that Planet Eclipse, they have more championships, new mechanical markers, new electros, new territory, including the new MagFed division. Get Planet Eclipse and take on the world.
When the world's greatest players, photographers, and expectant parents need the best coverage, most vivid colors, biggest selection, they pull the tab on an EG product. #PopSmoke.
Hey, if you're looking for thick welded seams, stainless steel hardware, multiple color options, make AirUps the #1 choice for inflatables on and off the field. They're made in America by Brent Davis and his team, and I want to let you know, folks, for a limited time only, 20% off all inventory, which also includes their tabletop 3D rendered game that you can actually play if we have another lockdown with your significant other.
Dreams fade. Ruthless paintball products, colors, sublimation, and craftsmanship never die. On or off the field, Ruthless keeps you fresh. Use the promo code BTB15 right now for 15% off your order.
Adapt, create, and win. Exalt is in our blood. Make your game boil, get Exalt. Available worldwide.
It's okay, it's killing the corona.
From the beginning, you stumbled down a rocky cliff. You waded chest deep through a mosquito-infested bog. Then you realize, whoops, you are sliding into a snake or running and gunning. GI Sports has the gear for you now with the new Stormer.
DLX Technologies is a true innovator in the industry with some of the lightest, fastest, and sleekest hardware in paintball. DLX has the power to get you guys to the podium, and that's where you want to be.
Since 1969, Altama has put more boots on the ground than any other DoD supplier. Make the military's choice yours. Get your feet into Altama Original SWAT today. #Sturdy Footwear.
Putting the power back in paintball. Never miss a shot with Ninja. Ninja supplies regs and remotes and recharge systems to the top teams and players in the sport. Don't be left behind. Get
Ladies and gentlemen, it is mail time, the time where I get to rip open my sack and read some of the correspondence that you've sent in. But I'm going to stop the show briefly and wish our good friend Devin Schwartz a very happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
And it's nice to see you in the chat. What a wonderful way to celebrate your birthday by hanging out with a bunch of jackasses.
And speaking of hanging out with a bunch of jackasses, Rick Chard is actually on, and he is watching. And he says, I appreciate your thoughts, guys. We did skip 2011, so won't be the first time they skip a year.
Oh, don't thank all of us, Rick. No one asked me.
But, Rick, Rick, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to cancel the event completely. You may have to pivot a little bit and do something that would be virtual.
Yeah.
You still want to bring the industry together and find some way to continue to build that community. But in person may be really, really challenging for you. So wish you the best of luck.
Figure out a way to have virtual awkward hugs with Gavin.
You know how I love him.
And last week, by the way, when you weren't in, Josh, we as a group collectively decided that we're no longer asking for your opinion. If you have one, you're going to give it to us. That way we don't feel bad or feel guilty.
And then you pout and you leave for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I'm going to build a shed, damn it. Yeah. All right. Sorry, Gavin.
All right, it is mail time. So the first piece of correspondence comes to us from Mike Thompson, and there's an image there, my friends. And he says, if the wolf's face goes, and the fox says, and if I shouldn't be able to fear the Reaper, is this new to me Splatmaster valve salvageable, or is it destined to be a wall hanger? Any tips to get this aged beast back into action? I'm going to throw to Joe for that. That looks.
I think you could get some WD-40 on that to start, then probably some silicone, and then
some
clean it up.
Gatorade.
You know what? I'll try some automatic transmission fluid.
Yeah.
I would try a little.
That'll help clean it up.
Low grit sandpaper.
I get that.
I
get that Hermer and some Coke first.
Yeah.
But lube is definitely your best.
That's a good point.
Lube is definitely your best friend for that one.
This is not an Automag, though.
Get that buildup off there. Coke, like literally Coca-Cola or Pepsi, whatever.
Coke is better.
Floats your
So
boat.
I would have
Clean
said
that all up, and then, like Joe said, some auto tranny fluid in there, and away you go.
Joe's tranny fluid.
He sells it. He sells it by the 40-gallon drum. By the way,
And he smokes a cigarette afterwards.
When I saw this picture, initially I wanted to say no, but I went down a rabbit hole of YouTube once where there's a guy that had like a 1970s Hot Wheels car that was all corroded, and he meticulously spent, well, the video was 10 minutes, but I don't know how long it took to restore it. He took it all the way down and took it all the way back up, and it was running well. And he went on to fix other things like this thing that sliced bread perfectly. It was all rusted up.
a knife.
No, it was like this contraption where the bread fit
That's
in.
not a
Okay,
knife.
yes, thank you, smart ass. But anyways, my point is, this is not unfixable. I think if you took it right down to bare bones, sanded, get rid of the corrosion. If you want to bring this back to life, I bet you can. Really, on that gun, Joe, what's going to be? A couple O-rings?
Couple O-rings,
Maybe
and
a seat or
couple
two?
bolts.
So,
Yeah,
like,
you should be able to find some.
you might even be able to make your own. Those seats, the
couple
reg seats
O-rings
weren't
and make
bad.
her smell like hops number 9, son.
The older paintball markers, their O-rings, you should be able to get them at an O-ring store.
Just go to your local O-ring store.
They exist.
It's fine.
before
Don't worry about
O-rings are us?
Proprietary O-rings were made for paintball markers.
Wasn't there like a website called O-Ring Monkey or something like that?
Yeah.
Is it still in existence?
I don't know.
Mike
Was
Holstrom said
that's what it was,
vinegar.
right? O-Ring Monkey?
Something to that effect.
Yeah, something to like.
Yeah.
Eat
O-ring
away at
monkey,
it,
yeah.
yeah.
And then Tommy Gunn says soda bath for that puppy, just like Josh said.
Yeah.
Oh, eBay.com. O-Ring.
Mike
Devin-
Holstrom also said Joe's Jenner fluid.
No, never mind.
And Devin Schwartz agrees with you as well with the Coca-Cola. I do as well.
O-ring monkey has been moved to banana tree.
All right.
Right?
I
So I
just
made it
saw.
after the sound.
No, I just saw something on M. Carter Brown. It's not showing up anymore.
Yeah, it's
Because
on
I think
Reddit.
they're down.
I don't think it works.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
so,
O-ringmonkey.com.
back
That's
to
O-ring.
his question. Let's circle back around to this. I think everybody their answers are that it's
think
probably
so.
salvageable. You probably can get it working again.
You're not dealing with a piece of electronics. Like, you're dealing with all mechanical parts there. Like,
And nothing looks bent or twisted.
No,
No,
or
it looks
snapped.
to be
It
in
looks-
adequate condition with the exception of the corrosion.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it just
would
looks dirty.
I would be concerned with the
Dirty.
low-quality paper towel they use there. That is not Bounty. It looks like a no-name brand, but, I mean, otherwise I think you should be able to be...
Step
you
your
should be
Costco
fine.
game up, son.
Oh no! What the hell are we doing? No, that's garbage. It's a wall hanger. I will buy it off of you for
Yeah.
$5.
Better send it to us
What
for
the hell was I
proper
thinking?
disposal.
We'll
Yeah,
take
Mike, I think you got a little bit work ahead of you, but it'll be well worth the effort, I think.
Charles
Okay.
says save your time and get a sniper, but that you got to save those. Those things there should never hit the trash pile.
I've found a new one called CaptainORing.com. And they
Yar.
Yar. They appear to have
Captain O-Ring.
plenty of O-rings.
Really?
Nice. Probably find some there.
CaptainORing.com?
Yes, sir.
Somebody check his qualifications. How does he become a captain?
I bet he's just a sergeant.
They even
a
spelled captain
lieutenant.
right.
I prefer a captain. I like my crunch.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the next question because some people sent in correspondence from Guillermo Nieves.
They
Says,
make Tipman detents.
detents. Sponge or loofah? What are the
Called
benefits?
retents?
The regular soap or liquid soap? Moisturizer is better for dry skin?
Well, you definitely want a loofah. Flake off that dead skin.
Indeed, exfoliate.
Yeah. Depending on what you're doing in the shower, I would definitely a loofah's better.
Some of the sense of area you want to stay above the equator.
Yeah, stay above the equator with a loofah. Is that what you were going to say, Matt?
In that general direction, yeah.
I swear I just skipped like 2 minutes in time. What the hell happened?
All right, we're going to skip to
We went to talking about Captain Crunch, and all of a sudden it was loofahs and body wash.
and
Above the
equator.
equator.
Yeah. All right, so Chica Estrada wants to know why die hoppers break so easy and fuel loaders work fine. Still to this day, his is rocking it.
Yeah, but
Because view loader is actually made by TerraTech, and die's made by whomever.
Yeah, the Revolution loaders, the Revi loaders, they were indestructible if you could find a good one.
With the right plastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Find a loader that's well constructed. They're making them a little more resilient these days, but the rotor was a little chippy, a little breaky.
I like my rotor, but then again, I don't use it as much as some people.
Yeah, but you still have the bubble wrap around it.
Yeah, well, it works.
I was going to say, this coming from the guy who's always got a Revy on his marker when he comes out.
Yeah.
So was that an answer to the question?
Why does it break easy?
I don't know.
Wrong
They're-
plastic.
Yeah. You
Maybe
might
that-
just have a
maybe
bad
that-
batch too.
Composition of...
But I'm with Chica. I've always
Some
had
things.
great success with fuel loaders. So
Yeah.
I think I've only bought one view loader my entire life because it hasn't broken.
Yeah.
I had a rotor once that I then sold. Yeah.
Do you know what I missed for absolutely no apparent reason whatsoever that was made by Dye? Dye lock lids.
Yeah, they were good, but they were big. They didn't fit in your pod pack. Like you had to muscle them in and muscle them out.
That's why I like them.
Get
I
a workout in. Yeah.
All right, next question comes from us, longtime friend of the show, Tommy Guns.
Tommy
Nice.
Guns.
And I think we were sort of touching on it earlier. What electronic speedball marker would easily be converted to MagFed, if any at all?
Well, certainly the EMF would. Speedball
Jackass.
marker to MagFed.
You got to think Dye's got the dam, which,
Was like a rail.
yeah. And
That's the biggest mistake they ever made. They should have put a real engine in that or converted the. Yeah.
it's working for him. $2
I
grand,
know, but
$2 grand for a piece of shit marker.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Speak your real opinion.
You sponsor the show.
Yeah. No, but even if they did, like we say what it is, right? I don't know what other guns like the EMEC. I can see you converting into because Planet Eclipse has already done that, but maybe that's just too short of a.
Could you not have done could you have done a TM15?
Wait a second.
Uh-oh.
Empire Defender
Yeah.
as a bullpup design because it's ramped.
Ramp.
That could easily be
Yeah,
mag
you could
fed.
I
Probably
said that the first second it came
No,
out.
you
I
didn't,
said,
you jackass. Stop
No,
lying.
I
and start-
said- I even said
get
it
off
to
my
Joe.
get off my tails.
Why isn't it ball pop? It doesn't make any sense. It could have had an 18-inch barrel on it for Pete's sakes. It could have. I said that when it first came out. I was like, why on earth is it so short?
Okay, so going back to the Defender, we keep talking about the Defender being a current gun. The last time we did a video on it was over 6 years ago when we took it, and 6 years ago. I'm looking at Seb's
All right.
video, and the last time we shot a Defender
of
as
views.
a new sort of review was 6 years ago.
Wow, really? No.
Yeah.
could
How many
that be?
views did that have? That was that the one that was
45,000.
45.
But that was Seb's, not ours.
I got. I feel
And
sick. I
Empire-
gotta lay down for a bit.
So then official Empire video was released 6 years ago as well, because we had it like that week that it was.
Why is there not a 2020 version? Damn it!
You can still buy the Defender I'm telling you right now.
They're still in the catalog. We keep thinking Defender's a newish gun,
It's
but
not.
Oh, they're sold out. They're Defender in black, and you can get a Terrapat Defender.
yeah.
And Phoenix says, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, she said that Defenders got really popular again last year in the Midwest.
Yeah.
They're solid guns. If you shoot one, they're fantastic support gun.
Charles Holton says, "Is the KP2 considered a mag fed?" Yeah. If it's still two fed.
Which KP2?
Well, not magazine fed, but it's stock class.
Yes. Well, yeah, it was CO cartridge powder, right?
Yeah.
12 gram.
Yeah. Oh, nice to see Wolf is on the live chat. How are you, Wolf?
The one I thought that you could probably convert to a MagFem marker pretty easy was the axe. Because the front grip, it has nothing to do with the marker really, except for the fact that that's where the board and battery are stored.
Yeah, which could be moved.
Which could be moved, could be milled down. Air goes through the grip. In fact, I wish that was the engine that was in the Defender. Much like the Didam.
The Defender
Why
is an
wasn't
axe.
it not?
No, it's a mini.
No, it's a
it's
mini.
not.
It's not an axe.
Yeah, it's a mini.
The board's not the same.
Yeah. I'm 99% sure, Joe. That's why I'm on
why
Josh's
don't they
there. But
why don't they come out with the Defender 2.0
ooh,
and come out with new color, put the axe engine in it?
see, I think
I'd buy one.
If Dye did the same
For
thing,
no
if
reason
Dye
at
came
all.
out with a new version of their gun that had an upgraded M3 or whatever
Or
they're
maybe
calling
the DSR.
DSR, yeah. I mean,
I think it's an axe.
how many more people would buy it? It would be a better shot. It'd be better efficiency. Same
Why not?
mags, same body, same everything. It really wouldn't be that hard. They would just have to remill out the bolt where the bolt goes and the feed stack. I don't know. Maybe there's more to it. Maybe I'm just ignorant.
Much like Gavin said earlier, with the electronics that we have, the loader system that we have, the mags that we have, and the technology that's there, why isn't any of this bulb up? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Hey, nice
But
to
think
see
about it. Like
Paul
you could
Poston.
have like long, like maximum 16, 18-inch barrels
Yeah.
with super accurate firing, and have it tucked in close.
Yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
I was tucked in close.
After
All
the
right.
show.
Next question.
Oh, sorry. George Hay says, put the Defender with the 6th in it. The new Empire 6th.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, look at you, George Hay, coming out of the woodworks with a good answer.
Look at you coming at us with the good ideas.
All right, we have a couple more questions I want to bang through before we wrap up the segment.
Do you want to do one more, and then we'll get into some prices, possibly?
Sure, it's your show, Todd.
Well,
Is this a
yeah,
new
we have
segment?
15 minutes, so why don't we...
Prices possibly.
It's a new segment.
Am I going ahead or am I wrapping it up?
Let's do one more good
one
one.
more,
I don't know,
one
I feel
more
like
good.
Gavin's already won.
You watch the show, don't you? All right, so
Don't
Kyle,
accuse me of that.
Kyle Svensson wants to know, what is your favorite scenario rec ball game?
Yeah, I like attack and defend. I know that's terrible, but I love... I like both sides of it. I love the attack version of it, because then you can sort of... you can kind of figure out how you're going to get in and then get frustrated and then play the defense side and see where you did wrong and try to hold your own. I know it's old school, but that's what I come out for.
So I quite enjoy the capture the flag. So it doesn't necessarily have to be completely everybody wiped out. You can potentially win the game with the full team still in existence. If you got one sneaky little bastard who can go around, grab the flag and bring it back. I also love it when teams simultaneously capture the other opponent's flag and try to run it back.
Yes.
And the game continues until you have possession of both. So
Yeah.
I quite enjoy capture the flag or some variation depending on if you want to change around the props. But old school 1980s style capture the flag is still near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, end-to-end straight elimination was the first game I ever played, and it didn't end well. Josh, what about you?
My favorite one is like a center flag push. But the one that really gets my adrenaline going for I don't know what reason is doing attack and defend while being the defender. I hate it, but at the same time, like I find it really intense. I don't know why. I've played it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, but for some reason, if I'm stuck in a building and I know it's the only place I can go, there's just something about it.
Yeah.
Like, I wish most paintball days started off with attack and defend. But everybody starts it off with straight end-to-end elimination, or as they call it now, team deathmatch. There's something about it that gets me going and wants me to play more, especially if I defend first and then attack second. I find I'm ultra aggressive when I do attack second.
I thought kissing your elbows got you going.
Nibbling.
I haven't been able to do
yes.
that for a long time.
Yeah, but the average rental group will start with an end-to-end because it's easier and it gets them acclimated
And it's
to what's
easy
going
to
on.
understand, right?
For
Yeah,
sure.
and I get that.
Yeah. Some of the games I don't like is when you have to take part A, go get part A, and then take it over to part B, and then go over to part C, and do you know what I mean? Like, it gets a little complicated, but that's when you're playing a big game, not a regular rental game.
Regular game.
What about Joe? You do this all the time. What is your favorite?
I don't know. I don't mind a good old attack and defend, or even a capture flag, or something with an objective. Even if you have a couple satchels and you have to blow up a plane or a satellite dish or a couple things like that.
Joe loves to save Private Ryan.
Like rescuing Private Ryan too. We haven't done them yet because we haven't
You
been
can't
able to
touch
use
stuff.
any props yet. So we haven't been able to have a proper Saving Private Ryan from the French farm type of thing yet with the new.
So Joe's saying there hasn't been a lot of touching lately.
No, there hasn't.
Up Ryan.
We should change that name to the French Villa.
Ah.
I don't know why.
I have a villa in Toscana that I rented, but you can't
There's
get
no
one.
availability.
That's right. Roger Weaver says old versus young, split down the middle by age.
Wolf brings up my all-time favorite field and all-time favorite prop, and that was the old drug lab at the Flaggers old field.
Yeah.
So attack and defend the old drug lab. That I remember starting off the day in that short little mini fence up beside a large fence, belly crawling all the way around.
Yeah.
That got your day going.
So the
I also
two-story
remember-
drug,
sorry,
it was a two-story building, though, guys. That
Yep.
was how many square feet, Joe?
2,500 square feet
With
of that.
3
Well,
staircases. So I had 2 on the outside
There
and
was
1
a
in the
hearse
middle.
out front.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's where I was
SWAT
going.
van.
I would sneak my way into the hearse, but then I would get the heebie-jeebies of being in the back of the hearse. I'm like, I'm out.
And there was that half the summer. There was a bee's nest in there too. That was terrible.
No, it wasn't the bee's nest. It was the ghosts that were biting
People,
me.
people would start off the day, or like, where are you going? I'm going straight to theirs. No, you're not.
That's bad juju.
Because people would get there and literally just keep going. It was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, it was awesome.
But it was like a 2,500 square foot, 2-floor, 10-room house.
Oh, yeah, it was.
But the
Oh, it was
problem with that too
amazing.
is if you were downstairs because it was dark, the way that it was built was 2x4s laying on their sides with an inch between, so you could look up and see where the defenders were hiding. But
But it was
knowing where
just-
they were,
every board
you
was
kinda,
just small enough that you couldn't get a paintball through.
well,
any
and
of
you
them.
weren't supposed
not
to
allowed
shoot,
to.
yeah,
Oh,
because that would have been an undercrotch shot.
Are you telling me that never happened on Tuesday nights?
Wow,
No,
airsoft would have been.
I still
Well, I remember playing
remember
airsoft in there, too.
laying down on the floor by the stairs, looking down the corner of the stairs, and Sean McNamara going up below me and just wasting half a hopper in paint. I stood up and I was soaked.
I also remember the rule for airsoft. This is an airsoft show. It's semi-automatic when you get into the compound or into the building. But so many people firing and it ricochets out the back. It's just like you're being,
I know.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's semi-automatic.
being pelted.
The lockers downstairs in the basement.
That's
you'd
why
hear
I
the-
played
you'd
with a
hear
ricochet
the-
loader.
It was so loud.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, well, why don't we
Good
move
feeling.
on? Matt, do you have a bumper for Price is Right?
Let me try and find it this time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want your help at home. I know Gavin's pro, but everyone needs some help in the studio. So if you guys think you
Not
know how
me.
much these items have sold for on eBay, these are all U.S. dollars. Post up in the live chat, and we'll help these guys out. First up for bid is a Conquer AK-47 CQB with a basically looks like an AK-47. This screams cheap. What do you guys think? Gavin, you won last event or last game.
For that
What are you thinking?
That monstrosity, I'm going to say $100 even.
$100 even.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna pay $100 for that. I'll be honest, like from an outsider standpoint, that looks cool. It's an AK-47. But from someone who's been in the industry, I know
And
that all you're gonna hear when you air that up is
And that's why I said $100 because it
Yeah.
looks cool. So somebody who's never played before will probably buy it.
Yes.
Joe, what are you thinking?
140.
That would be good for a Red Dawn game or something too, right?
Yeah. Might
if
even.
you can get on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Russ Carroll says $60. Mike Holstrom 69. Who was that? Sorry, Andrew Captain. I wonder if he's a real captain. Says 129. And Roger Weber says, "Ooh, no sale." Come on, Roger. That's
Good
not
for
the-
you.
Playing the spirit of the
Good
game.
for you.
Roger underestimates the power of dumb people with credit cards.
Josh, what are you thinking? We have Neb with 157 and George with 119.
I'm going higher than these two with 175.
175. Matt, you want in? You these are not yours,
that's
so you
right.
can play.
For that monstrosity, I'm going to say someone paid $250.
I think Joe was pretty close, if I remember his bid. This sold for $179.
Zuby with $4 short.
Joe had his hands half up. I'm sorry, Joe.
You lifted the sheet up when you were talking to Matt, and I saw the price, and I was like, "Hey, look, I won."
But I did like the flex. I pushed him over the edge.
My muscular flex. That's okay.
All right. So next up
long
for
week
bid.
of lifting vinyl siding.
I'll let you guys have a gander at this.
Look at that.
Nice.
Wow.
So this is the WGP
That's not so bad.
Autococker 05 Superstock.
Yeah, super
Those are
stock.
nice.
Not so bad.
Wouldn't kick it out of my gear bag.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. This is when
Don't mean? Queer
they
the
had,
deal. Let's-
okay,
let's-
okay, I'm
let's
not
bid.
looking at the
Yeah.
price. So keep in mind though, this is when War Games have sold.
Yeah, it
And
was
they had-
K2, I think it's like at the
That's
time,
right.
yeah.
So this is not traditional War Games product. To me, this is still sacrilege. Like I loved the Carnivore, but
Okay.
this is like
But it was like the last model that was still good. It's not
Oh,
trilogy.
yeah, I guess
And was
Yeah.
it Bud Orr was still involved?
he was. But remember how he whipped it together for them? When
No,
we
that was
spoke
a
to him?
that was a trilogy that he
Okay,
whipped
that's
together.
true. But look at the shortness of the barrel.
Yeah.
No.
It did have a removable feed neck,
It's got a
right?
15-degree ASA on it.
Yeah. I guess you're right. No on-off ASA.
You're not.
I'm not okay. You know what? Forget it. I'm not going to try to sell you because I don't know what it sold for.
Okay.
Russ Carroll says $600. Roger Weber went on the other side, said $150. Charles Holton says $735. And $735. And Phoenix said $310. Josh, you won that. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna say 315.
Mercedes Nicole Britt says $320. Nice to see you on the show, Mercedes. What are you thinking, Matt? You're next up for bid.
Oh, for this, I would say someone got it at a steal for $125.
Okay. This is eBay, so no one has a right or wrong answer.
No, true.
Yeah. Bill Scribner says $275. What does Gavin say?
Honestly, I'm gonna go ludicrous with this one with $400.
$400. We need a ludicrous soundbite. I keep thinking that, but I never.
Ludicrous speed.
Joe, what are you thinking?
Luda.
285.
All right, JPE says $450. All bids are in. This sold for $590.
Matt, who was that?
Garvin.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, but I think that this gun is not worth that.
No,
That's
not
a
500.
It's worth more than a
$100.
trilogy and stuff, but it's not worth
Yes.
that much.
I gotta put my
Unless that
Cocker- I gotta
AstroTurf
put my
come with it.
Flatline Cocker on eBay.
Ew.
If you price that,
Don't you
for
mean
anything
Tinder?
less
Yeah.
than 1,200, you're wrong.
No.
All right, sorry. Let me find the image for
You
this.
might
one.
want to wipe my fingerprints and drool marks off it first.
So this is called. Okay, I'll read the ad because you guys will be upset if I don't.
No, don't tell it what it's actually called. Tell us what it actually is.
New rare Avenger Technologies Shadow paintball marker gun collectors.
Huh?
I'm just telling you what the ad says because if I didn't say rare and it turns out that to be $1,000, you guys would
pay
get upset.
more for the tech mat.
So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So it's Avenger Technologies. Clearly, it's a spider clone.
It
It is not a toy. I'm glad they posted that there. Honeycomb grip. But look at that. Like, look at the spring and the Allen key haven't even been taken out of the package
I
yet.
can't take my eyes off that tech mat.
I love that crisp, braided steel.
But look
line.
at the O-rings are brand new.
So
Till you
I'm
put 'em
I'm just saying.
Till you put them in, they crumble like a crouton.
All right,
Crumble
so
like a crouton.
who
That's the
won
first
that
I've
one,
heard
Matt?
Crumble like
Garvin.
a crouton. I
Garvin
just made that
did.
up. I
I'm
have
going.
that.
Honestly, $50 for that.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna make it a thing.
Now, before you bid,
Do you got that, Matt?
I did.
you
All
want
right.
$50? Okay, because
50, that's
Phoenix is saying that mountain bike grip handle, though. Do you remember the
Probably exactly what it is.
what did
It's
you
off a
call
Huffy.
those grips that used to be on the BMX bikes you used to get? They were weird, like
Waffle.
yeah, maybe. Joe, what are you bidding on the Shadow?
$85.
$85 out from the Shadow himself. Josh, what are you thinking here? Eric Park says $275, and I have $27. Who said $27? Mike Thompson and Russ Carroll is $20. He needs to. There, and then all these guys 60, 65, 69. What are you thinking?
I'll give you a flat 50.
Okay,
Can't.
Wow,
Zuby
who-
gave you. Or, sorry, Gavin gave 50.
That's right.
George Durick is saying $90, and Phoenix is saying
Fine,
99.
35.
Oh, so he went lower.
Good for you.
All right,
How
Paul
could I
Poston.
not? I paid $35 for the tech mat it's
Well, how
sitting
much
on.
was
Yeah,
it?
that's true. Paul Poston says, no comment, Bob. Everybody, all the bids are in on
145,
that?
It's rare.
One moment. I am going to bid $1.
Okay.
oh,
that's what I was waiting for.
Lisa's right. Cobra grips.
That's it.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. $200 this sold for.
Shut the front door.
It was rare. All right, are we with Ty, Matt?
Never
or-
underestimate that rare sound.
Yes, we have a 3-way tie right now.
Okay. I'm pausing the show because I want to see what a Cobra grip is. If it's actually right or not. Oh, and it's all this.
Oakley. I just googled Oakley grips, but they don't have a name.
Oakley gear?
Oakley makes grips.
BMX.
Oakley made grips.
That's what they are. Okay, Matt, you can put my screen up. I'll put it over. These are Cobra grips, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Oh.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I remember having a set of Cobra grips for my piece of crap bike. My bike was stolen. They only stole the grips and brought the bike back.
Do you remember buying a BMX and you'd have to buy like the gooseneck
Yeah.
padding
Or else
and
you would hurt your boys.
oh my god! What did you call those bikes that had the shocks, the front shocks? And
Motocross bikes.
were they motocross? Was that
well,
what they were
they're
called?
BMX,
Yeah,
right?
BMX motocross bikes.
But they were heavy, like they were like 500
I know, I
pounds
had one.
Yeah. Oh, steel.
with shock absorbers. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, to derail. We'll get to the next thing here real quick.
We should take a screenshot of that. The time the paintball show was talking about BMX Cobra.
We talk about food. We talk about booze. We talk about whatever.
All right, so here you go,
Movies.
ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, Tipperman.
Did you say boobies?
I wish.
Refurbished Titman crossover.
What?
Refurbished Titman crossover.
Huh?
I will admit, I shot one of those. We were given a Titman to try. It was okay. It was both electronic or mechanical.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
I know that
battery's
sounds
dead.
weird.
Switch.
It was not so bad.
It
Yeah.
wasn't so bad, and it was Titman
You didn't
quality,
have to
so it was
switch, you
kind
just
of
kept
rugged.
shooting.
It just kind of fell in a weird price range, so it never sort of took off.
Yeah,
and it
that-
had a bunch of
Yeah, that's the reason why it didn't take off.
no, but it had a bunch of things that a lot of new guns didn't have at the time. Like this had air going through the grip. That was a first, not a first, but that was some of the first guns that were actually doing that.
It had a rather large trigger guard too, which was generous.
All right, so where Paul Poston comes, Jennifer does too. $50, she says. Actually, it's nice to see both you guys. Eric Parks, 185. Joseph, 199. Russ Carroll, 65. And George, hey, of course, he's going to say 275 because he's got that George Hay money. What are you guys thinking? Who won that?
Joe.
Joe. All right. What are you thinking on this Titman crossover?
152.
Josh?
100.
Matt?
Refurbished, huh?
Yep.
Mm,
Kyle
sorry.
Swanson's adding $78 on a dime bag.
I'm going to say $200.
Very good. Oh no, Jennifer Beatty Poston. I said where Paul comes, Jennifer does too, and she says he wishes.
Oh, boy.
Good one.
Oh, I wish we could end the show on that comment, but we still need to finish this joke.
That's awesome.
Gavin, what do you think?
I'm not touching either of that.
No, well, that's why Paul's watching from the garage.
I
house.
will say 200. Is that what
I
you said,
just
Matt?
bid
Okay.
200.
So I'll go 250. Sorry,
All right, this sold for $270.
Ooh.
snuck in there, baby. That's
won?
right.
So who won that?
That's me.
This time, technically, Gavin.
Technically, Gavin.
Every week, baby. Every
All
week.
right. So while we let Paul and Jennifer sort that one out, we're going to say goodbye. Gavin, thank you for being on the show tonight.
Always great to be here, folks, and thank you again all for joining us in the chat. and listening in and tuning in each and every week that you do. Help us out by hitting the like and share or letting your friends know that this is happening every Monday night. It really helps us support us and the show. So thank you, my friends. We'll see you next week.
Very good. Joe Kimson from Flaggers Paintball.
Guys and girls, thanks for tuning in tonight to beautiful Behind the Bunker. Don't forget, tomorrow night is Mission Tuesdays at the outdoor field. If you need a midweek fix, come on out. Otherwise, we're open Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. And Saturday is open airsoft as well. So we've got lots of shooting activities at the outdoor field this week. Pew, pew.
Very good. And what about you, Josh?
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to everyone who participates in the chat forum live when we record the show. It always adds an extra little fun element. And as always, if you didn't like or share the show, you're dead to us. So, yeah, see you never, I guess.
Very good. And before I say goodbye to Matt, coming to my screen, there's a picture of a BMX bike. You can see it's a heavy thing with with weird spring shocks in the front, and a fake gas tank is what I forgot to say as well. That's where you put your lunch and your sandwiches. Thank you, Matt, for pushing buttons tonight.
God, you guys are old.
I would ride one right now. I promise you that.
I have, but when you try to ride, you try to keep up your friend. You're bouncing like this because they're going like the shocks are going like this. It's crazy.
Well, Paul Poston won't be riding tight, but thank you guys for watching the show tonight. We'll see you next week.